Welcome to Through the Lens of Astrology. I'm your host, Heather Arielle, and this show is all about how astrology illuminates the path to take, whether globally when big events happen or on a more personal level when big events happen in our own lives. Astrology illuminates the path to take. And this episode, well, it's Aquarius season, so yeah, it's going to be all about Aquarius energy. January 19th, 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Sun entered Aquarius. And it's really of extra significance this time because not only are we in the age of Aquarius, but Saturn and Jupiter are both in Aquarius. Saturn is co-ruler of Aquarius. And that just elevates the importance of Aquarian energy. Now, I've talked so much about it. You may want to check out my New Year's Eve episode where I really do look ahead for the 2021 forecast. And I talk a lot about what does it mean, the Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius and the fact that it's in an air sign. So if you want to go even more in depth, check out that. You can go to my YouTube channel and check out that video. Now, Aquarius energy, it is air. So air is also being elevated. What we're thinking is so important right now. So we're going to we're going to do a deep dive into Aquarian energy today. I have a unique Oracle card spread. And boy, isn't that pertinent since Aquarius is all about being one of a kind. So we're going to do my unique Oracle card spread to really help us as a group embrace all the beautiful benefits of Aquarian energy. But before we get into that, I want to bring up something that happened last week to the radio show Through the Lens of Astrology, which airs on Beacon of Light Radio every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, you've heard me say anything that has a beginning has a chart. So for each radio show, I can create an electional chart that will give me a lot of information to say, okay, what's really going to happen? What's really going to be going on during that particular show? Now, because I have a weekly show, it's not about me choosing a good chart. I may get a chart that shows some stress. I got to go with it, right? So I want to talk about it because what happened is actually what people say. Well, it's a teachable moment, and it's a great teachable moment for anyone who wants to learn not only about how to practice astrology, but how to use astrology. Okay, astrology is symbolic; it is not specific, and this is how you can really embrace it to give you some really important guidance. All right, so the chart for 8 p.m. on January 14th. Eastern time. It showed a couple of extremely stressful aspects. One, that explosive Mars Uranus, which I've talked about, Mars Uranus are getting very close together, which is a major wild card. Uranus is always wild. When Mars approaches and conjuncts it, getting very close to it, it is an explosive wild card. It is expect the unexpected. It is a sudden disruptive events. Well, it was prominent. It was in the ninth house, which is the house of publicity, and it was a radio show. Taurus ruled the midheaven, so that meant Mars and Taurus and Uranus. They were going to be really speaking to that midheaven, and the midheaven itself was in one of the unluckiest aspects of the zodiac when we get to those very late Taurus degrees. So that's when you can cry your head off. Something, it just doesn't go your way. So I knew. I said, okay. I saw this. Now, before I saw the electional chart, I was planning to do a live show. I was, because sometimes I have guests. Well, I then, of course, once I brainstorm and come up with what I think I want to do, okay, I look at the chart. So once I saw that chart, this is what you can do. I didn't panic. All right. I didn't go into fear mode. We're not supposed to go into fear mode when we see something that looks extremely stressful in our chart, or when we say, oh no, this isn't going to work out, but what am I going to do? It's my show. We say, okay, we embrace the energy, and we embrace the energy on a symbolic level. So on a symbolic level, I could look at that chart and say, okay, there's going to be a sudden disruptive event that's going to really interfere with my show, and maybe in a huge way, right? And now sometimes the unexpected event could be something really wonderful, but I knew it wasn't in this case because of other stress in the chart, and we have that late degree Taurus on the midheaven. We knew it wasn't. I knew something was going to really interfere with it in a negative way. So I said, all right, scratch the live show. I'm going to pre record. Now, I also couldn't do a rerun because so much is going on. These are revolutionary times. I had a special show planned to really go into depth about the storming of Congress and what the electional chart of that could tell us, and a call to action to meditate because of all this unstable energy. I really wanted to get that message out to say, hey, let's ground ourselves. Let's really be present with what we're thinking. Let's meditate. So I said, no, 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 I have to do this. And then I thought, well, maybe my message is going to be controversial, and it's, that's what's going to happen. But I had to do that. That wasn't going to stop me from speaking my truth. So I went ahead with that. But this is what I did. This is how you can embrace it. Now, I didn't specifically know exactly what was going to interfere. I knew it would be a sudden disruption and it wouldn't be good. So on the day of, what happened just a few hours before my show was to air, there was a major power outage at the station, and the owner got in touch with me and said, I'm so sorry, we don't have any power, we can't do any new shows today, so we're going to have to postpone your show. Well, that was in complete alignment with what the symbolic energy of the electional chart told me. But I didn't know specifically, right? I came up with, I have a stellium in Gemini. I came up with 100 scenarios. When you resonate to air, boy, you can come up with a lot of things. So I had a lot of, oh, well, this could happen, and this could happen, and that could happen. There were a lot of options of why it could not go forward, and why it could not go forward suddenly. All right. But I did not have to know that in order to have astrology help me. This is the point. You don't have to know the specifics to receive tremendous benefit from astrology. If you can embrace it on that symbolic level and go with the flow and embrace that energy, I was fine, because this is what happened because of that. Not only did I pre-record it, but it was really important that that message get out there. I did something that I don't normally do. Now, I do have a podcast, Astro Oracle Through the Lens of Astrology. And sometimes I only do one podcast a week. So this time what I did two podcasts, and I put up 50 minutes of material, which normally I do 10 or 15, 10 or 15, because I knew my material was not going to get out on time on that Thursday, and it needed to get out because it was current, but it was also important because I really wanted to get that message, the call to action of the meditation out there. So I ended up doing two podcasts. I got the message out on Monday and Wednesday. So when the show was postponed on Thursday, I said, well, okay, that's okay. I embraced the symbolism, and I was able to make really good decisions because I went with the energy. I didn't fight it. But so I'm telling you this to inspire you, and to also show you how astrology can be of benefit, because what happens sometimes is, when I'm working with clients, they want to do things when they want to do them. And if I tried to explain this chart to a client, they may have said, no, I want to have a live. I'm going to go ahead. It's going to go live. I'm going to have this. I'm not going to prepare. And they don't go with the energy. Or they tell me, I'm going to have surgery on this date. I'm like, well, okay, why are you even telling me? If you don't want my opinion, if I can't give you a better date, then why are you even bringing this to my attention? Because we sort of want to do things, and then we call the astrologer to say, tell me it's okay. Tell me, and I can't do that. So and it's okay. My suggestion is to say, connect with the energy. I'm always saying, be present with the energy. That is how astrology illuminates the path. Astrology gave me a gift. It gave me the heads up. It illuminated the path through that January 14th uh, episode. And it told me, hey, this isn't going to work out. You need to be creative and find an alternative way to get your message out this week. So astrology did illuminate the path. It will always illuminate the path, but we need to embrace the path and go down the path, right? It can illuminate all the paths it want, but if we're too afraid to take it, or if we resist walking down that path, then it's not going to be of benefit. And I get into this discussion. I have family members. I have a sister I'm constantly talking to about this. And she would have said, "Oh, this is not accurate because you didn't tell me at 3:04 there was going to be a power outage at the at the station." And I said, "But I told you that a sudden disruptive event would occur that would prevent the event from happening." Right? And so you have to let go of wanting the specifics. Okay. If you want to use astrology, this is why I bring this up. Astrology is such an amazing tool and it's so helpful, but you got to embrace it on the symbolic level and not worry about the specifics. Okay. So this was just one of those amazing teachable moments. I wanted to show you that I saw something coming, what I did, and why I really altered what I did. And sometimes we got to go with the flow. I couldn't just change the time because it's a weekly show. I'm going to have electional charts like that. I mean, that was a really difficult one, but that's going to happen. Okay, now, all right. So a couple of things. Please, I'm starting to share videos of my radio show on YouTube. And so for those of you who really want to watch the video, check out my YouTube channel, Arielle's Astrology. And I also am putting up all kinds of other videos. So please, if you do enjoy them, like them, share them, because that really helps the algorithm and it helps get the message out. So I am asking for your help, help with getting my YouTube message out there. And I have some workshops coming up. I'm so excited. I love leading workshops. I have a beautiful Unmasking Your Astro Face. It's coming up January 24th, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is all about how to blend your sun's energy with your ascendant energy. And we do fun, creative activities, astrology activities, some intuitive oracle card spreads. I love that workshop. I love leading that workshop. So if you want to really do a deep dive and into your sun and ascendant energies, sign up for January 24th, Unmasking Your Astro Face. Go to ariellesastrology.com, Arielles, astrology.com. Go to the Learn tab, and they're all $25, and you can download a really informative, fun workbook that's a fillable PDF. Then I have another workshop, February 6th, retrogrades reimagine, and that takes place during a Mercury retrograde. That's all. Oh, you'll recharge, you'll rejuvenate, you'll really learn how to embrace the retrograde energy and do a complete rejuvenation. That's February 6th. Also, 2 to 3:30, but that one is on a Saturday. So January 24th, Unmasking Your Astro Face, February 6th. Retrogrades Reimagine. Go to ariellesastrology.com to register. All right. So Aquarius season is upon us. I love Aquarius. My mother, my beloved mother is Aquarius, and she has a stellium in Aquarius. Yeah, she's got a lot going on there. And so she's the most wonderful mother in the world, and she embraces all the beautiful imbalanced qualities of Aquarius. She's a true independent thinker. She raised me to be an independent thinker, and she's deeply humanitarian. She will fight for the underdog with every breath in her body, and she taught me to do the same. And so there are just tremendous gifts to Aquarian energy. And it's also about, here, let me show you the card. And this card is from my Oracle deck that I co-created with artist Tom Cummins, The Fundamentals of Astrology. Now, this is, look at this, Aquarius. I love this. I love this image. I mean, you talk about, that is someone who has a unique look. All right, Aquarius, it says, to thine own self be true. No one sees the world quite the way you do. Celebrate your unique voice and one of a kind style. So it is really about being yourself. This is about being true to who you are, your most original parts. Okay. And it's also, if you flip the card, be a rebel with a cause. Be a rebel with a cause. Channel your desire to go against the grain. Join a humanitarian group or start one yourself. It's deeply humanitarian. And it's all about the group. All right. So now with Aquarius, I've talked so much about it. We're going to do a wonderful Aquarius Oracle card spread. I want to say a little bit more about it. Just remember, it is an air sign. So air is elevated, thoughts are elevated. It's all about what are we thinking right now. Now, this is a little unusual to have co-rulers, but Aquarius does. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and by Saturn. All right. Now, Uranus and Saturn, boy, oh boy, are really different. Uranus is wild, unexpected, really out there, shocking, rebellious energy. Saturn is tried and true. It is tested. It is a little traditional. It is step by step, methodical, and serious. So, this is why Aquarius, you can have 10 Aquarians in a room and you can sort of put them into two groups. They can be wildly different. We have those Aquarians who, boy, oh boy, do they stand out in a crowd. They're what we would call eccentric even. There's something eccentric, deeply original about them, and they can even make people uncomfortable. They're confrontational in how they pursue reform, extremely rebellious. And then we have the Saturn Aquarians, and the Saturn Aquarians, they still resonate to the same humanitarian energy, and they will still fight for reform, but they won't necessarily get a megaphone and go shout in your face. They will do a step-by-step methodical, think of Habitat for Humanity. Okay. It's like, you can go, that's like a nice Aquarius person who really resonates to Saturn. It's like, I'm going to join a humanitarian group that's very peaceful. I'm going to do wonderful things, but I'm going to build a house in a very methodical, meticulous Saturn way. The Uranus reformer, yeah, the Uranus one, Aquarius, they're going to get on a boat. They're going to go out, risk their lives trying to save the dolphins or something. They're going to break some laws, breaking into a place for the reform. The Saturn Aquarius, they're going to be just as humanitarian, but they're going to do a much more Saturn approach. So, okay, so that's Saturn and Uranus. Just take that in consideration because it adds a real nuance to people who resonate with Aquarian energy. Okay, now Aquarius is also connected to the 11th house. And the 11th house is all about how can we make our deepest hopes and wishes and desires come true. Yeah. So it is the wish house. It is the wish card. So we do want to connect to our deepest desires when we get Aquarian energy. Okay, so let's do the Aquarius unique Oracle card spread because we really want to be bringing in the Aquarian energy, right? We want to be embracing that. They're huge gifts right now with that. Okay, so the first card. And remember, by our collective listening, that is how we form a group. And so if you're listening to Through the Lens of Astrology or you're watching this video on YouTube, you're part of this group and these messages will be for you as they will be for me. I lead the group, but I am not above the group. Okay, I am part of the group. Okay, so if we embrace this message, if we embrace this energy, it will help us to really be true to our most original parts. Amen. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. 12th house. How beautiful is that? All right. So we should all, as a group, we're being encouraged. 12th house, that is the house of transcendence. Connect to any activity that helps you to transcend. Meditation tops the list. All right. So, and I had made a call to action for this group to really meditate, because we need to create those waves, those beautiful alpha waves, healing waves, and put that energy out into the world. Okay. So, 12th house, the house of transcendence. Meditate, connect to your spiritual routine, and it's going to really help you just to connect to the most original parts of who you are. Okay. Now, if we embrace this energy is going to help us to better communicate and develop our unique ideas, because it's an air sign. We want to really get in touch with ideas. It's all about ideas right now, right? And thinking while the sun is in Aquarius. And remember, even if you, now, okay, if you have Aquarius anywhere in your chart, especially sun, ascendant, moon, midheaven, Mars is very powerful because that's your energy, or if it's the ruler of your chart, okay, then this energy that I'm describing is open to you every single day of your life. These are part of your astrological superpowers. And for everyone else, this is your moment with the energy in Aquarius. This is your moment to connect and really embrace it and use it. Okay. All right. So if we embrace this energy will help us to really further develop our communication and ideas. Oh my gosh. Oh, right. Ascendant. My goodness. All right. This is very public energy, folks. This is the most public energy. When you get the ascendant, it's basically saying it is time to share your ideas with the world in a very public way. So this is saying, how can we further, develop our ideas and communicate them? Well, this is saying, yeah, communicate them. This is saying don't keep them secret. All right. So we're supposed to be meditating, and then we're going to really start to communicate our unique ideas. That's beautiful. Okay. Now, okay. Okay. What energy is going to really help us to feel free? Because Aquarius is very free energy. Aquarius and Sagittarius, they really, and Gemini, those are all freedom, freedom, freedom. And so you really, with the Aquarius energy, we really need to be free, and we need to be embracing liberation. So what energy that if we embrace and bring in will help us, will liberate us, right? Will help us to feel really, really free and liberated, because then we get the awakening. That's the Uranus. That's why Uranus awakes us, because it frees us. It shakes the tree loose, and then we get free and liberated. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. Capricorn energy. Now, this is so fascinating. All right. So, this is exactly what this means, folks. Saturn rules Capricorn, and it co-rules Aquarius. So, remember what I said about Saturn. Saturn wants us to do things in a methodical, step-by-step, more traditional way. All right. So this is actually saying, it's almost counterintuitive. It's saying, how can we really feel free? We got to get practical. We need to manifest our ideas in the real world in a methodical, step-by-step way. And that's going to liberate us. So it's connecting to the most original parts of ourselves, and then building a practical step-by-step plan to share those ideas. This is make it happen in the real world, folks. Okay. This also means think of people who resonate to Capricorn energy. If you're listening and your sun or ascendant, midheaven, if you've got major Capricorn energy, you can really help people manifest their ideas into the real world. See, it's easier for you. You may be thinking, well, why can't they do that? That's just common sense. Not everyone has common sense. Capricorns have so much common sense. They are major manifestors. They can just practically, they see things in practical ways, step by step. So Capricorn energy, Capricorn, we need you. We need you to help the Aquarians really perfect and manifest their unique ideas. And that's what, as a group, let's be major manifestors right now. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, now, all right. I've said a lot about how Aquarius energy, it's all about the group, right? It's all about the group. So, how can we right now, what energy can each of us bring into our lives that will really be of benefit to the group? That if we embrace this, it will help us to be of benefit to the group. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gorgeous. Libra. Okay, folks. This is saying if we all embrace Libra energy, we will benefit the group. What's Libra? Libra is equality. Libra is balancing the scales. Libra is doing what is right. And Libra is assertive diplomacy. It's also air. So yeah, we're supposed to be with Aquarius is air. It's all about what are we thinking and our ideas. But this is saying we can really benefit the group by sharing our ideas in a Libra way through assertive diplomacy with grace, with wit, with elegance, with real with the desire to create equality. Libra goes beautifully with Aquarius because Aquarius is so deeply humanitarian, and when you see people who resonate to both Libra and Aquarius, they are deeply humanitarian, and they have a beautiful, charming uh, way. Usually there's incredible wit and a beautiful high level of articulation. So use it, use your words. It says be very verbal, that as a group, all we have to do is share our ideas, share our words, articulate our ideas, and that is going to be beautiful. It also means people who resonate to Libra, we need you now. Show us the way. Share your wit and grace and your diplomacy. Share your desire for equality. Okay? And help us to balance the scales. All right. And it's also partnership. I should have said that. This is all about collaboration and partnership. So hey folks, okay, how can we benefit the group? Let's partner up. And that can be romantic, it can be professional, it can be for a project. It's fine, reach out to people who share your vision. Partner up. It is time to collaborate. And that's also deeply Aquarius, to work together. That whole maxim that was going around at the beginning of the pandemic, we're all in this together. That's an Aquarian maxim. So Libra, if Libra is saying, if we embrace Libra energy, that's how we're going to benefit the group right now. We need to remind ourselves that we're all in this together. And so we need to partner up and collaborate, find our collaborators right now, so that then we can work together. That energy magnifies when we come together as a group, right? And even if we break into smaller groups, that can be of huge benefit. All right. Now, okay. Oh, I love this one. Now, I had Michelle Auerbach on, wonderful. She's a story expert. And she did a wonderful exercise activity that helped us all connect to our superpowers. I loved it so much. I started talking about what are our astrological superpowers. So, the final card for our Aquarian spread is, what energy can we embrace, right? That what energy represents our group superpower, which means when we all listen to this show, when we're all participating with the energy of through the lens of astrology, what energy becomes our superpower as a group? Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gorgeous. All right, the descendant. Now, the descendant goes with Libra. Okay, Libra rules the seventh house. The descendant is the first degree of the seventh house. And even if you, even if you use whole sign astrology, it is a very important degree. Okay, it is the angle opposes the ascendant. This is the partnership angle. This is a very, so our superpower as a group is to collaborate. That means, yeah, and where two or more are gathered, boy, energy grows. When two or more people meditate, energy grows exponentially. This is reminding us that our superpower is as a group, when we do things together, our energy grows exponentially. And this is saying it's time to partner up. So, join through the Lens of Astrology Facebook chat group. We're starting to come together. Let's reach out to each other and we can find different ways to collaborate and work together, because that is the superpower. And it's also very diplomatic, loving energy. And it's reminding us, folks, that, hey, we're not an island, right? We are connected. We're connected. And the more we make those connections with others, the stronger we will be. Wow. I have to say, I really loved that spread. Okay. So I love to do these spreads. I'll tell you, I get so much out of them because these messages are for all of us. And boy, oh boy, all right, to really embrace the Aquarian energy, it's really about connecting to our ideas, pairing up, looking for those collaborations, those partnerships, and really pursuing the assertive diplomacy and embracing the elegance of all of that. And hey, but look, 12th house, that was also the second card when I did the 12th house spread for the year. 12th house is all about transcendence meditation. So in January, it's important. This is really important. So I'm maintaining and reiterating my call to action. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Connect to your spiritual routine. And whatever activity you do to become in spiritual alignment, I'm asking you to please do it, and do it in spades right now, because it's going to magnify the most beautiful healing energy. And you want to definitely bring in earth and nature if you can, because Mars is in Taurus. We've still got that explosive energy. So, you want to bring in that, spend time in nature if that is an option to you, because that will immediately ground you, because Uranus is a major wild card.